Hi there, everybody. This is CP Cards and Dice, and welcome to another game of our 1980 project. This is our 7th game into the project. We have, what is that, 9 more to go. Total of 16 games, and then we take a break, and then I can move on to my next 16 games. It'll be a total of 32 games I'll be playing for the group, and then we'll hand in our stats and compile all the stats, and we'll have a completed season. So I'm playing a game. I started game 4964. This is game 55. So I got 9 more games after this one. This is CP Cards and Dice, and welcome to all Al Red Sox fans in the house. What a superb gentleman he is. Very kind person. And I hope he's doing all okay through this this COVID crisis that we're dealing with. But it's really rejuvenated our hobby, that's for sure. A lot of people that maybe wouldn't have gotten back into it, being stuck at home, said, you know what, I used to do this years ago, and I'm got a lot of free time on my hand, and that used to take up my time, so let me try it. So we got a heck of a game going here. I'm playing Fall Classic Baseball, probably one of the best games out. That's really been flying under the radar for a long time. ID Jester about a year ago came out with a video saying, hey, holy smokes, this game is really, really good. And when he did his reviews, this game, I'm not sure if it was number 1 or number 2. But, and of course, he reviewed so many games, but now with so much more time, I have more time to go into new games. So I'm into Fall Classic Baseball. I'm using fast action cards to minimize the dice rolling. I'm still rolling some dice for certain things. That's why you can see them on the screen. I'm using iScore to track the data. Not even though I have you can see the bases is a scorecard. I'm not using that right now. And we're in a great game. It's really, from the beginning of the game, I said, this is going to be a pitcher's duel. It was Mike Flanagan, the lefty, facing Rick Langford, the righty, for the A's. So it's the O's visiting the A's at Oakland Alameda County Coliseum, which makes a big difference with pitching because there's a lot of foul outs here. A big, huge foul territory. So we are joining the action in the bottom of the 7th. We just had a crazy situation in the top of the 7th where the O's loaded the bases with 1 out, and to bat came Al Bumbry. He is the speedy base stealer with a .318 batting average in 1980. So, I mean, his card is looking, strong. And he's got the bases loaded. And I decide, I'm going to play the corners in, but the middle back, because I need a miracle here. It's a 1-1 ball game, and if they, it's already late in the game. We're not known for scoring a lot of runs. I'll be honest with you. I've been struggling to score runs. So I'm saying, you know what? We got to throw caution to the wind, and we're gonna put the middle and the second baseman and shortstop halfway. And I look at Bumbry's card, and he's got like 2 outs with X's, which are automatic outs or automatic double plays, right? So anyway, we rolled the result was a 14, which was an out with an automatic double play. And I could have played it automatic, but I didn't. I looked at the card, and it said, if the runner is fast, he beats out the double play. So then I said, that's it. I'm screwed. They scored. It's going to be a fielder's choice. They scored a run. It's 2-1 now. Well, I look on Bumbry's card, and he's an A, which is an average speed, and that really was what? That's an unusual That's the first time really I looked and I saw something that I thought he'd be a fast. And then I checked how many stolen bases he had. He had 46 stolen bases. 46 stolen bases. In Dave Gardner's in the house. Hey, Dave Gardner. If there's any games that you've watched from me, do tutorials and so on, and watch me play, this is one you got to watch play, and this is one you got to try. All right. He's got a sale going on with PDS right now. Buy two, get one free. So I'm willing to send you the freebie. All right. You tell me the season you want, and I'm willing to send it to you. You got to try this game. This game is just as simple as any other game. It has more details. It has more depth. It's got more narrative. And if you watch any, I've done a 10-part tutorial on this game. And it's a lovely game. It plays very quick and easy. Let's start it. It's 1-1. We're in the bottom of the 7th. We have two aces on the mound. They're dominating. We got Mike Flanagan, the lefty, facing Randy Elliott for the A's. Mickey Klutz, I don't know if you remember him. He played with the Yankees. And then Jim Essien, who was a Chicago White Sox catcher for a while. All right, so let's go. Let's pull a card. We are in the 7th inning, so we're going to look at column 7 on top. It says 25. So we're going to look at the batter. 25 is going to be a single against a lefty, so it's a little ground ball and through into the center field, played by Bunbury and Randy Elliott, whose average speed is on at first. The little things you want to keep track of, right? You may need it, you may not need it, but you just want to know he's not fast and he's not slow. Most guys are average, but you got some slow guys, some slow pokes, and you got some speedy guys. Mickey Klutz. All right, so what do I do here? It's a 1-1 game in the bottom of the 7th, and I mean we're in a run drought, so we probably want to bunt. He's not a great bunter. He's a 3 bunter. You want him to be a 5 bunter. So we may fail on a bunt here. He did bat 269, so we're probably going to go, and he's not a good hit and run guy either. So we're probably going to go just let him hit away. See what happens. All right, to 7, it's a 46. Now 46 is going to be ballpark, so we pull the ballpark card. He's a righty, because on this ballpark card, you got a right side and a left side. So simple. Let's roll. It's an 8. Okay, but in Oakland Alameda County Coliseum, you know that they have ginormous foul territory. So it's huge benefit to pitching. So we rolled an 8, and off a righty, that's going to be a pop-up to the right side. It's going to be the first baseman, Eddie Murray. He's calling for it, and he squeezed it for out number 1. So Flanagan induces Klutz to pop out here. And again, Oakland Alameda County Coliseum helping the pitchers. And that's the thing I've really noticed that stands out about this stadium. And if you look at the stadium, if you put both foul areas together, you probably have a second baseball field. That's how crazy it is. All right, so Jim Essien, he's a little bit of a better bunter, but we already have one out, but he's a really good hit and run guy. He's a really good hit and run guy. So let's grab the hit and run chart. I'm going to show you how easy this is. You just roll 2d6, and you add them, right? That's a 7. So 7, it says, check and see if it's a 61. It's not a 6-1, right? So if it is, it's a strikeout and runner, blah, 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 blah. If not, a strikeout. Okay, if not a strikeout, then it's a fly ball, runner, returned safely. If there was a runner on third, he'd score on a sacrifice fly. So it's a fly ball, center field, Bunbury after it, and he gets there. So hustling back to first is Randy Elliott, who took off on the pitch. And Mario Guerrero with 2 outs now. So again, it's just struggling to get runs. So this is 7. It's a 32. 32 is a blank. We're going to look at Mike Flanagan, and that's going to be an out. Let's pull a card, and it's going to be a ground ball. Second base, Len Cicada's there. Scoops it up, sidearm throw, in time, inning over. And this is just a great game to just enjoy and kick back and relax. So we're going to go to the top of the 8th now. It's Len Cicada's up. He's a fast runner against Rick Langford. Rick Langford actually had, I think, he had 28 complete games, 290 innings pitched. Not a strikeout guy. He had only 100 strikeouts, but he had a 1.1 WHIP. He won 19 games. Should have won more. But the Oakland A's were just not a high-scoring team. You know, they ran Billy ball, a lot of stolen bases and a lot of all kinds of things. I got two guys that can still steal bases. They got pluses that I never used because I didn't have a chance. And I store those. I don't know if that's allowed or not, but I store them for when I need them later on. So I'll get a stolen base attempt. So it's Len Cicada leading off top of the 8th. So 1-1 ball game. And top of the 8th, we're going to look at the 8th column now, 32. 32 on Cicada is blank. We go to 32 on Langford, and that is going to be a ground ball to shortstop. Guerrero up with it. Low throw, scooped out by his name is Jeff Newman at first, playing first base. He's not only a catcher, but he's at first base because he tried to really overload the lineup with right-handed hitters against the lefty Flanagan. So we got lots of guys playing kind of out of position, especially in the infield. All right, Kenny Singleton. Singleton's 1 for 3. He flied out and he struck out. And that's an 8, 24. 24 is a potential hit by pitch. Says hits by pitch 1. So I roll a 20. And if it's not a 1, it's going to be an out. And it's going to be a switch hitter. So he's batting righty off of, oh no, he should be batting. I didn't have him down in iScore as a switch hitter. That's what happened. He should be batting lefty. So he will roll it to the first baseman, Jeff Newman, who's going to scoop it and step on the bag ahead of Singleton. And that is out number 2. And here comes Eddie Murray. Eddie Murray has good power, 32 home runs, 300. So he's got a good card. Hey, RJL's in the house. Daniel Pitane is in the house. Playing the top of the 8th inning with 2 outs. It's a 1 game. We got a real pitchers duel going here. Rick Langford won 19 games with 28 complete games. When have you seen a guy do 28 complete games? That's pretty crazy. I think he went from May to September without ever needing a relief pitcher. There's actually a team film on YouTube, and I was watching it the other day. I believe they said he went from May to September, never needed a relief pitcher. Crazy, man. All right, so we pulled the card for Eddie Murray. That's an 8. It's going to be a 31. 31 is almost always a hit. It's a blank, but on the pitcher, it's a little ground ball and through into right field. Tony Armas is there and throws it into Dave Mckay, who's playing second base today, and Eddie Murray, whose average speed he's on at first. Now it's Terry Crowley's a lefty. He's got good power. Home runs against righties. He's especially so this has splits too. So he hits a home run against righties here. He gets a single against a righty here, but he also has a potential home run off a righty or a lefty in this section right here. So let's see what he did. He had 12 home runs in about 230 at bats. So if you proportionally, he would have hit about 30 to 36 home runs if he would have played the whole season. So that's a pretty good card, right? He's got a 36 home run guy, percentage wise, proportionally. But he's a specialist when it comes to hitting righties. That's what I noticed. All right, so let's see what happens. Terry Crowley, 2 outs. Here's a pitch, and that's an 8. And that's going to be another 31. So we get 2 31s in a row, and 31 is going to be another base hit to center field. And an F or an A is going to go to third. So he is an A right there. So he goes to third, first and third. Now, I don't write any information down. The great thing about this game, RJL, you need to know this. You got to print these out. These will tell you everybody's defensive rating, so you don't have to look at the cards. All right. So you just go. It gives you usage for all the pitchers. It gives you ballpark information for the athletics or for whatever for all the teams. All right. So then you don't have to look at any. It doesn't. What it doesn't tell you, and I wish it would, and maybe we can write it in, is the speed the speedy guys and the slow guys. There's probably 2 or 3 speedy guys in every team, and about 1 or 2 slow guys. Everybody else is usually an average guy. So you don't have to write the average. You would just write the outliers. That would be helpful because that tells you how much they move on the bases. All right, so now we got first and third. So the Orioles here are threatening Langford. We're not going to pull Langford. Langford can go 36 batters faced, but he's only allowed 6 hits so far. He's nowhere near that. Let's even double check. I'm using iScore, and that allows me to double check. Okay, he is 20. Oh, look at that. He's gone 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. 32. Wow. Okay, so I'm still not sure of how I'm going to deal with the situation of when pitchers run out of batters faced. I'm seeing that it's not realistic if I just pull them automatically. I've been doing that, and it's not realistic because if he's cruising, how am I going to pull him? Because I would have to probably wait like for a couple of hits, consecutive men on base or something before I pull him. I got to look into that a little bit more. I think I asked about that on the Delphi site. Head over to the Delphi site and check out the conversations. That I learned a lot about the game just from reading people's questions and testing myself and saying, do I know the answer to that question? Yeah, all right. I write down the ratings of the players in my scorebook. Yes, RJO, but they're all written for you already. So what you can do if you want, you can just put this in your scorebook, just fold it over and put it in your score. I mean, I don't know maybe if you like writing, you could be like Hemingway. If but you could just put it in your scorebook, and then when you want to look at it, you just kind of, right? You could do something like that. You could tape it in there or put some glue stick, and then you just go like that. You look at it, and you put it back, and that's it. So it's all done for you. And this is a lot of writing. You don't want to do all that. It's pretty crazy. But every team comes with this information. Okay, who does that for you? Okay, very few do that for you. So, all right. So who do we have here? Dan Graham. Dan Graham is a backup catcher. He had a total of no, I'm wrong. I looked at his at bats. He played half the season, but started half the season. He's got 266 at bats. He hit 15 home runs. That's an equivalent of about 30 home runs if he had played the full season. He had 54 RBIs. That would have given him 108 RBIs. So he had an all-star season as I guess the lefty hitting catcher for the Baltimore Orioles. Rick Dempsey, I think, is on this team as well, and he may be the other catcher. I'm not sure. I'm not going to look right now. But he's got power. His average was 278, so not too shabby. And we're gonna roll, see what happens. Rick Langford is in a little bit of a jam here with the go-ahead run at third base in the top of the 8th. Here's a pitch, and that is an 8, a 43. A 43 is a blank, right? So we're gonna go on 43 in the 8 column because he's an 8 today. You roll at the beginning. That's another thing that's great about this game. It's gonna be it's gonna be. And he's a lefty, so it's gonna be a ground ball to the first baseman Newman. And Newman gets there, but he's not going to get back to the bag. He better flip it to Langford, and he does. And that's the out. That's the out that they were looking for, the third out of the inning. So it's 3-1. Luckily, Langford heads up, covering quickly, but Graham doesn't run very well. But let me tell you something about the pitchers, right? How cool is this? You know that I watch DeGrom every night, and DeGrom has nights where he is totally dominant. I mean, the guy is masterful on another. He's a 2-hitter guy, right? Everything less than that is just luck. He's a 2-hitter guy, and then other days he's kind of struggling a little bit, but he's getting out of it. He's maybe giving up a run, maybe a leadoff single, a leadoff walk. He's not the DeGrom that's dominant, but he's still pitching well. He leadoff walk, but the next guy double play. Maybe next inning a leadoff single, and so they're getting on, but they're not really doing anything with it. And then, of course, you have the DeGrom where now you got a guy hits a double off the wall, the next guy hits a home run. What? Well, who's that? That's not DeGrom. Then you got another day. Okay, he walks first batter, then he walks the second batter. What? Who checked it? Maybe I think somebody's disguised as DeGrom, but that's not really DeGrom up there, right? So he'll have that sort of day, and then all of a sudden, the next guy hit a double, and now he's down 4-0. What? DeGrom is down 4-0 in the third inning. Okay, well, those things happen. Guess what? Every pitching card has 3 different pitchers. You got your A pitcher, your DeGrom when he is masterful. You got your B pitcher, DeGrom when he is giving off the leadoff, hits or leadoff walks, and then he has a good inning. But then the next inning, they hit a leadoff double off him. He's still, in charge, but he's not the dominant DeGrom. And then finally, you have the DeGrom that's a little bit shaky. That they're squirting singles in there. Maybe a guy will pull a line drive down the line, and maybe a guy will pull a line drive foul. It's not that he doesn't have total, his stuff is not totally dominant. So that's the beauty. So every card, you're actually getting 3 cards in one for every pitcher. So if a modern season has 700 pitchers, you're getting 2,100 real potential pitching days for the pitchers, which is kind of mind bending. Okay, so you're getting a bang for your buck with this game for sure, and I love that's one of the things that really attracted me to this. I really like to see how that works, and as you can see, but I've had A's give up 8 runs because if the pitcher's not really good, his A is still going to be kind of struggling, right? But if it's a good pitcher, he's going to have a great A, B, and C, and he's going to do well no matter what. But he's not going to be as good in the C. He's not going to be as good in the B, and the A, he'll pretty much dominate. All right, so Dave Mckay, he's a switch hitter. He's going to be batting righty. He should be batting righty. So let me switch him around. He's a switch hitter. He should be. I don't know why. Oh, because I didn't put Flanagan as a lefty. That's why. Let's switch him around. That makes no difference to the game. I'm playing the game right. It's just I just want the iScore to know that Flanagan's a lefty. So then all right. So then the guys are batting in the right. If a switch hitter, then will turn around. And I can see that I can see on the screen that the hitter is batting from the right side. All right. So it's Dave Mckay. Dave Mckay batted .244. Had 1 home run. He played a lot actually. Played 123 games, but he was a guy that was a fill-in guy. He could be a pinch hitter. He could play different positions. He played second base, third base, and shortstop for Billy Martin. All right, so let's pull a card. We're in the 8th inning, and the 8th is going to be a 51. This is interesting. This is where you get your errors. There's nothing I hate more than going to an error chart. And then now rolling on that error chart, and then having to roll 4 dice, and then they're telling me, okay, now you got to roll 2 more dice. I don't like that at all. I hate that. All right, so this is what you do here. This is a potential error. It's going to be a shortstop error, potential shortstop error. Kiko Garcia. So this is what you got to do. Kiko Garcia, shortstop. He has an E rating of 5. So on a D20, 1 to 5 is an error. And it's a 2. So he bobbles it, and he collects it. He fires the first and not in time. Dave Mckay beats it out. And what do you see up on the scoreboard? Is that going to be a hit or an error? Oh, that's clearly an error. And there it is. So it's going to be an E6, Kiko Garcia. Allows Dave Mckay to reach. And that is the go-ahead run. And here comes Ricky Henderson. Ricky Henderson's a pretty good bunter, above average bunter. He's a 4. But he's a 300 hitter. So 300 hitter, plus he's got a lot of stolen base opportunities, and he's got a very high stolen base percentage. He stole 100 bases in 126 attempts. So we don't want to bunt because bunting will not. And there may be actually a bunt for base hit here. I'm not sure how that works, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. Still learning the game. We're just going to swing away with Ricky Henderson. He only has 1 number where it could be an automatic double play. So let's see what happens. It's an 8. It's a 41. 41's a blank. We're going to go to Flanagan, and 41 is ball 4. So Ricky Henderson works a walk. And now the A's are in the driver's seat. That's good news for the A's. The A's are like my team, so I'm rooting for the A's. So here comes Dwayne Murphy. Dwayne Murphy's a left-handed hitter. He's fast. Let's see what Dave Mckay is, because he's on second base right now. He's slow. Dave McKay's slow. Should probably pinch run for him. Let's see what we got here. Oh, they're down here. Pinch run for Dave Mckay. You got Mitchell Page can pinch run. You got Orlando. I don't know if I have any of these guys. Mike Davis is an A. Wayne Gross is slow. He's a good pinch hitter. I got to see how many batters. He's faced 27. This is 28th. Flanagan can go 32. They're on the cusp of running out of endurance. Piccolo, I got him. Jeff Cox is fast. I haven't seen him play very much, though. I don't know if he's around. I know Mitchell Page is around. He played yesterday. All right, so let's bring in Mitchell Page, and then who's going to be my second baseman? Because I got everybody out there. Then my second, I guess I'm gonna put I don't know what I'll put Cliffs at second base, and then I'll put Gross at third base. I got to do all that at the end of the inning. So let me put it over the pitcher's card. Otherwise, I forget. If I don't put it over the pitcher's card, then I'll forget to do all that. That's the trick that I use. So I put these guys over the pitcher's card. So when I go to pitch, I'm like, why is Wayne Gross pitching? All right. All right, Flanagan, runners on first and second. And Dwayne Murphy. Dwayne Murphy's a heck of a bunter. So we're going to have to bunt with Dwayne Murphy here. He batted 274, but we're going to bunt with him. We want that go-ahead run to third base. Here goes. Oh, that's a 6. That is going to be a strikeout. So Murphy fails to bunt. Yeah, the bunting is real super easy. You just roll 2d6. Both numbers have to be lower than the 5 or less. So if that 6 would have been a 4, it would have been a successful bunt. This, he bunts it successfully, and this, he lays it down. This one, he lays it down. This one, it's a successful bunt. So that's how they do that. It's pretty simple. I just play very as simple as you can get it. It's going to be a strikeout. Because there's like 3 major things that happen with bunts, or 4 major things. It's a good bunt. It's a strikeout. It's a pop-out. Or it's a bunt where they can get the lead runner. Those are the 4 main things that happen 99% of the time. Everything else is a rare play. So why are you going to give me, if you just picking on Appa, but I have nothing against Appa. Appa has a whole book that's bigger than their regular book just for bunts. They have so many different things happening in the bunts, and they make it so complicated. Some guys from the league just turn that into like 1 page. They said, okay, this is what happens. That's all you need. You need 4 things happen on 90% of the bunts. It's either a good bunt, guy moves up, and every so often you get a base hit bunt. But it's usually it's a good bunt, or it's a strikeout, he misses the bunter, or he bunts foul, right? It's a pop-up, right? Or it's going to be a fielder's choice. Like it's bunted right back to the pitcher. Pitcher throws to second base, and they get the force. That's it. That's what happens in a bunt. Why do I need anything more? There's no reason for it. I mean, plus you bunt 1 time. Why do I want to bunt 1 time in a game or 2 times in a game if it's an older game, an older season, right? Bunt twice in a game. Why do I want to go to a separate book and start rolling and calculating and all? You take away from the flow of the game. Let's move forward on the game. That's what this game does. This game is great at doing that. And that I learned like the first game I played. It was like, wow, that's perfect. I don't want a big, huge, complicated. I don't want to do computations. I don't want to add this, that, the other. One game has like, has all these factors, 100 factors going on. And it's like, dude, you're just bogging me down, just too much. You got to know when to abstract and when to go a little bit deeper. Like on a big play, it's fun to look it up. It's either a game-winning home run or like HMB, right? History Maker Baseball does that. It's a game-winning home run, and the guy can maybe rob it. They'll do that, okay? And that's worth to do the extra roll. But you don't want to do the extra roll for like a bunt or foul ball. It's a foul ball. Okay, I got to roll 3 times. No, it doesn't make sense. So you got to balance it out. And some games are just not balanced. They just get lost in themselves. There's one game that really, so many guys have told me, I'm not going to name any names, but you guys will know who it is. So many guys said like the old version of the game was amazing. It was like so great. You could memorize everything. It was just a nice game. It had a nice pitcher and batter interaction. It had everything. But then with time, they started adding symbols. They started adding shades. They started adding raised numbers. They started adding all these convoluted base running, if, what, if, buts, ands, who's, where's, what's, all these things going on that all of a sudden the flow stopped. It wasn't a flow. You couldn't memorize it anymore. You had to stop and look at everything. You have to calculate what's the base runner speed, what's this, what's that. It was just too much. So they took a game that was really perfect, and because they felt like, well, I can make it better. Oh, I can make it better. Wait, I can make it better. And they kept on adding and adding and adding and adding. And then what do you get? Okay, this is another game. I'm having fun now. Okay. It's okay, you want to steal the base. All right. Or you want to go for first, third. All right, no problem. Base runner speed. What's the right fielder's arm? What position in the outfield is he throwing from? You got to calculate all these things. Was there 2 outs? Was there 1 out? Was he being held? Was he not being held? That's -1. That's a +2. That's another -1. It's a +2. It's a -2. What do you got at the end? 0. You took the whole fun of you took the whole fun of the game from me. I'm not gonna. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go for first and second. All right. And you know who that is. There's another game, and don't even talk about stealing bases. And you got to calculate the pitcher's pickoff, and you got to calculate the catcher's throwing arm, and you got to calculate was he being held. You got to calculate. Then you got to roll for his. Did he get a jump or did he not get a jump? Because then that's a different number. And then anyway, on and on and on and on, dude. I don't need it. Just stolen base, dude. He can either do it because he's a good base stealer, right? He stole 75% of the bases that he ran out on. So that's like a 15 or less. I roll a 20, 15 or less, and it's a stolen base. Oh, 16, he's out of second. Why do I got to do 45 calculations? It would be okay if those calculations ended up being something, but at the end, you added this, you subtracted that, you added this, you subtracted that, you subtracted that, you added this, you subtracted that, you got a 0. Thank you. All right, no more rants. Tony Armas, runners on first and second. Preaching to the choir. Tony Armas, he's got, oh man, I love this guy. This guy's an outlier for this game. He hasn't hit a home run for me yet in the 7 games that I played. But he's a big home run guy. He's got 35 home runs. So he got home run. Well, he may have hit a home run. I think he did. He got a home run at 66, a home run at 55. He's got a home run over here at the pitcher's home run. So he's got like good power. He hit 35 home runs, but he did play the whole season, 600 bats, 628 at bats. So he's got good power. We got runners on first and second. We're going to pull a card. Here's the pitch from Flanagan. Let's see where Flanagan's at. Flanagan is at 27, 28, 29. He can go 32. So he's still good. Here's a pitch to Armas. It's an 8. That's a 23. 23 on Armas is going to be a K. Oh, big swing and a miss. A Flanagan curveball. Gets Armas way out in front. Looks foolish. He's angry at himself. Heads back to the bench, knowing he failed his team. So 2 guys that Billy Martin's not probably gonna have a fist fight with them at the bar. Right? Billy Martin's gonna beat the shit out of these guys when he goes to the bar tonight. You know that the hotel bar. That's where he got into all his fights. He's gonna say, "You struck out with runners on first and second. We've lost 2 in a row to the Red Sox in the last series, and now where we had a chance here and you struck out, you're a bum. You know that? Anyway, all right. Actually, I don't think he spoke to us that way. But if you got on his, his wrong side, he was spunky. He was a spunky guy, and he he put you in your place. He was a guy, and you don't want to mess with him in the bar, because once he had a few drinks, he actually died in a car accident. He went off the road and crashed. So yeah, he went. Yep. There's nothing like Billy Ball. All right, here goes. This is an 8. It's a 61. Newman 61. It's a blank. And Mike Flanagan is a strikeout. Another strikeout. Holy smokes. Did he just strike out the side? Let's take a look at this. He just struck out the side. The first two guys got on base, and Mike Flanagan came back and struck out the side. How do you like that? All right, go to top of the 9th. We got to make a couple of changes. Klutz is going to go to second base. We're going to put Klutz at second base. And we're going to put Gross at third base. He's a pretty good third baseman, not too bad. And Gross is going to be batting in the 9th spot. Wherever Mckay was, let's find Mckay. He'll be batting in the 9th spot. All right, Doug DeCinces is up. Page was the pinch runner. I don't know if I ever wrote him in. Hold on a second. Christ, I hate when I do that. There's other ways of fixing it, but I don't want to. I don't know. Let's see. Let's pitch runner. We have to do that. Kind of all involved in my conversation. Mitchell Page, you pinned. No, he's not going to be a defensive sub, so he's in there. He ran, and now it was a strikeout. And now we make the other changes. Klutz goes to second. And then third base is going to be Gross. And Gross is going to be batting 9th. And Klutz is staying where he was. Okay, good. We're good. Mitchell Page is out. All right, here's Doug DeCinces. DeCinces hit 16 home runs. Rick Langford is almost down to his finale. 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. You can go 36. So he's still good. All right. It's a 9. It's a 41. 41's a blank. 41 is an out. Look at that. That's usually a walk number. He is dominant today. And that's chopped to the first baseman, Newman. He's going to flip to the pitcher. Langford covering. Went away just like that. It's a good game. Yeah. Billy Martin. If he loved you, he would do anything for you. If he hated you, he'd believe you, he knew. Oh, yeah. He was an intense dude. He was a passionate guy for sure. Billy Martin was a passionate guy. He loved baseball. He was really not a great player. He was really a kind of scrub player, to be honest with you. Oh, wow. Okay, so Gary Renicky now. Gary Renicky is 1 for 2 today. He hit a home run. That's the only run for the Orioles today. Home run in the 3rd by Gary Renicky. Renicky hit 10 home runs in 300 at bats. So it's proportionally about a 20 home run season. And it's a 9. It's a 14. 14 is going to be a fly ball right field. Back goes Armas to the track, and maybe another one. And no, he hauls it in at the track. So that one hung up there. The wind must be blowing in right field over here in Oakland. Oakland is known for those gusts of wind that squeeze through the little He's out there in the outfield. Kiko Garcia, 1 out, 2 outs, the top of the ninth. That's a 25. 25 will be a swung on and grounded to the third baseman, Wayne Gross. This is his first opportunity off the bench. Nice strong throw to first, and that retires the side. So Wayne Gross is looking dapper at third base. All right, here goes Randy Elliott. But what are we at? What are we at with we are at, he can go 32. And he's gone 28, 29, 30, 31. So, you know what? Let me check and see who they used in this game real quick. Get some idea. Mike Flanagan, both win a complete game. They both play. The score of this game was 3-2. Score of the one I'm playing is 1-1. So they both win complete games. So let's push them. Let's push. Let's have some fun. Let's push them a little bit. All right. Until they give up, at least give up a hit. Then we'll think about it. Randy Elliott. He's a right-handed hitter. Here he goes. We're still in the ninth, so we're looking at column 9. 62, that's a blank. 62, that's a strikeout. So he struck out 4 in a row. Struck out 4 in a row. It is the top of the 9th inning. I don't want to push these guys because then I don't know what I'm doing to the stats. He's gone a long way. He has allowed 9 hits. So I'm going to pull him. And how I'm going to do it? I'm going to look at the next game and see who the pitchers were for the next game, the relief pitchers. And that will give me some idea of what type of guys they were bringing in. Paul Hertzl. Let's see if this game is not a blowout. No, it's not really a blowout. So let's look at Paul Hertzl. You get every player, by the way. Just like in payoff pitch, you get every player. So it makes these actual replays much easier. I'm looking here at the list: pitcher ratings, pitchers, games, usage. Okay, I'm looking at the usage. 64. Tim Stoddard is their closer, and then Martinez. Right, so let's look for Stoddard. This is a good game. It's still within grasp. So they're going to bring in their closer. Tim Stoddard is going to be their closer. They're away, so you can get a save. So we can bring in which Martinez? It's got to be Tippy Martinez. Dennis Martinez. Yeah, it's got to be Tippy Martinez. He's an ex-Yankee that came to the Orioles and really did well. Tippy Martinez. He's a lefty. And I got a lot of righties coming up. So Tim Stoddard pitched 86 innings. Tippy Martinez. So these guys go in about an inning and a half. Who else do I have in the bullpen? That's pretty much, those are the main guys in the bullpen. The other one is a guy named Ford. He's my other guy in the bullpen. I don't know if you did. Dave Ford pitched in 25 games. Has a really low whip. Let me see. Do I have any lefties coming up? Nah, they're righties. I'm going to go with Tim Stoddard. Hey, what the heck? Let's go with Tim Stoddard. Let's roll a die, see where he's going to be at. He's either A, which is, he's got a 1.2 whip, so he had a good season. It's either A, there's hardly a hit on there. B, there's a couple of hits, and C, there's 3 hits. He is going to be a 13, which is going to fall into the B column. So he's going to be a B pitcher. I just write it on the side just in case so I don't forget. So Stoddard is the B in case I'm like, oh, I can't remember. All right, so Tim Stoddard is coming into the game. I'm going to have to write him in. That just takes a second. Add sub. Tim Stoddard. It's a righty. That's it. Done. He's in there. All right, he's going to be facing Mckay Klutz. Let's go. Let's pitch it. Bottom of the ninth with 1 out. And Flanagan gets a good round of applause from the Oakland crowd. It's a 21. 21 on Klutz is a strikeout. So Stoddard comes out of the bullpen and blows a fastball by Mckay Klutz, making him look foolish. And Klutz, with his head down, just goes back to the bench. Pretty embarrassing for Klutz. There it is. So you can hear that the Oakland crowd is into it. And it's going to be Jim Essien is next with 1 out. Here's the pitch to Jim Essien. It's going to be a 9 of 46. That's ballpark. But it says no ballpark home run. So Essien can't hit a home run in the ballpark for whatever reason. I'm not sure why he did that. Maybe it's the amount of home runs he hit or whatever. It's a 17. That's going to be a line drive into left center field. That's going to drop in, and Gary Renicky is going to come around. I believe it's Renicky. And no, it's going to be Al Bumbry who picks it up. And guess what? Essien is going to try for 2 on this. It's going to try for 2. Let's check Renicky's arm. Look how easy this is. Renicky's arm is an A. So 1 to 3, he is out. Oh, A5. Wait a second. Does this require assist? Or does this require the risk? Let me look at that. Where's the ballpark card? It says use outfielder's assist rating. Oh, that's a big mistake. Oh, no, but wait. What did I say? It was to Bumbry, right? I said it was to Bumbry. Bumbry's a different story. Bumbry is an A2. Okay, 1 or 2. 1 or 2, he's out. That's how easy it is on a D6. Here's the throw to third, and he is out. Oh, great tag by the Senseis. Caught it high and brought it low, and he got the call. And Essien's not. Oh no, I'm sorry, not the Senseis. He wasn't going to third. He was going to. That was Kiko Garcia with the tag. Kiko Garcia, great tag. Lincecata went out there. Actually, you know what? It's Lincecata with the tag because Kiko Garcia went to the left. So that's going to be an 8. It's a single, and he tries for second. He's thrown out at second base. I made that much more complicated than it was. It's a Bumbry. It's going to be out at second. On the throw. Tagged out. 8 to, what did I say it was? It was to left center field, so that was 8 to 2. 8 to 4, excuse me. 8 to second base, 8 to 4. So that's that retires the side. So Essien with 2 outs trying to get into scoring position. And he fails miserably. Al Bumbry leads off. Top of the 10th, and Rick Langford still has not reached his limit. He's at 36. That is his limit. So we're going to pull Langford, and we're going to bring on our closer. Closer against closer. It's going to be a lefty named Lacey. Let's see if I have him here somewhere. These are still kind of, I reprinted them because I'm practicing PDFs. I'm learning how to print good PDFs and cut good PDFs. So this is the 3rd time I've made these cards. Just wasting a ton of ink and wasting a ton of card stock, just learning. But it's like taking a class, right? When you take a class, you got to pay money. So that's why I look at this as a class. Jeff Jones is good. He may come in. We'll see what happens with that if I can't find Lacey. Hamilton is another guy that comes in and pitches for us. Relief pitcher. There's Lacey, Bob Lacey. Let's get Bob Lacey, see what he's going to look like today. That's Hamilton. Where's Lacey? Why did I just do that? Jesus Christ. All right, Bob Lacey's in. So adios to Langford. He did a great job. No complete game today. Al Bumbry, lefty on lefty. And let's see what he's going to be. He's going to be either an A, a B, or a C pitcher. That is a 4, and that's going to be an A pitcher. So Bob Lacey has his best stuff today. Lacey with an A. And he can go, how many? He can go 10. And Stoddard can go 9. Al Bunbury leading it off in the top of the 10th inning. We look at column 10. Goes up to 11, then you start over. That's 25. And 25 is going to be an out. He's a lefty hitter. It's going to be a fly ball left field. Len Sakata's next. And it's a 10, it's a 22, and that is a drive to right field. Tony Armas on the run, and he tracks it down. Tony Armas got a good jump on that ball. 2 outs. 1-1 here in the 10th inning. 1980 Oakland. That's a 22. Kenny Singleton. Oh, that's going to be a slam. That's going to be a. We gotta roll. Wait a second. 1-2. That's a split die. It's automatic, and that he frozen rope to center field for Kenny Singleton. Base hit. Smacks one up the middle, and Dwayne Murphy plays it on a hop. Singleton is, I believe, average speed. No, he's a slow runner. Not going to pinch hit for him. Pinch run. Here's Eddie Murray, good power. Switch hitter, bats from the right side against Lacey. Here's a pitch. So 10's a 42. 42 is a blank. 42 on Lacey, who's an A pitcher, and that is going to be a ground ball to third base. Wayne Gross is going to go to first. High throw, but nice stretch by Newman at first, and that retires the side. Pretty easy inning for Lacey. Allowed 1 runner. Here's Mario Guerrero in the bottom of the 10th. We're moving along a little bit because it's dragging out. 41. It's a blank. Stoddard, we said, was a B pitcher, so 41 is going to be ball 4. So he got the leadoff base runner on. And here comes Wayne Gross, power hitting third baseman. He's not going to bunt. Wayne Gross is not going to bunt. Here goes. Wayne Gross, we're looking at column 10. That's a 52. That's going to be an error chance. Error chance on the center fielder. It'll only be 1 base. All right, center fielder Bunbury. He's got an error rating of a 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's an error, and it is a 13. So that's a ball that he tracks down in center field. That's 1 out. And here comes Ricky Henderson. Here's a pitch. A 10 is a 31. 31, it's a blank. But on Tim Stoddard's B, it's a base hit, low ground ball, and through the left side. And that's going to send fast or average advance. What did we say about Guerrero? Guerrero, I believe, is fast. Guerrero is, that's the thing I got to write on those charts, so we don't have to look at that. He's an A, so advance. Slow guy would not advance. So this nice, look how easy that was to figure that out. All right, that's why sometimes I just make a mental note of it if it's important. Dwayne Murphy's up now. Left-handed hitter. Dwayne Murphy, he batted a 274. So far in this game, he's 0 for 3. He's walked, grounded out, and struck out twice. First and third. And, you know, we're going to have to bring it. This is walk-off time. This is game-winning time. So we're going to have to bring the infield in, which sometimes allows a little ground ball to get through the infield. But that's the name of the game, right? Let's pull a card, 10th inning. Looking at column 10, that's a 43. 43 is going to be ball 4. That's going to load the bases. Bases are loaded with only 1 out for Tony Armas. Infield is still in. The outfield is in. The infield is in. The outfield is in. Everybody's in. All right, it's Tim Stoddard. He is the ace of the Baltimore Orioles. Had 26 saves, 64 strikeouts in 86 innings. Here's a pitch. We're looking at column 10, and that's a 51. That's going to be a potential error. This could be the ball game. Let's see. We're going to check for an error on who? On the shortstop. Shortstop Kiko Garcia still out there. Garcia's a 5 error rating. It's a 5 error rating. And bases loaded. Now we got to get this. Now we have to look at the chart because it gets a little bit complicated with the bases loaded. It's not just the guy on first. So I would have to check that. Here it is. So this is the chart we're going to have to look at. So let's see. We're going to check with the error. A little ground ball, and it's a 1, and he bobbles it. Everybody's safe. Ball game over. And up on the board goes E6. He rushed it to try to go home with it, and he ended up bobbling it, and he dropped the ball, and Guerrero scores the winning run. The A's win it on an error by Kiko Garcia. Boom. Game over. Just like that. Kiko Garcia is the GOAT of the day. Unfortunately, he rushed to send the ball home, to try to get the force at home, prevent the winning run from scoring. But in so doing, took his eye off the ball and bobbled it for a split second, and then rushed to kind of correct and dropped it a second time, and that was the ball game. And Kiko Garcia just walks off humiliated. The win is going to go to Lacey, and the loss is going to go to Stoddard. And that's how this game plays, guys. It's an exciting game. It plays very easy. You barely, I mean, in this whole hour, you saw me look at the chart once. You got to get the fast action cards, but it's a great game. It's got outs for righties and lefties, so it depends if you're a righty or you're a lefty. It's going to have a little bit of a difference. It's got multiple outs for pop-ups, depending on the white die of the 2d6 if you roll dice, or if you just pull cards, you can look at the second number, and that'll tell you if it's who it's to. Right, a 1 is a pitcher, a 2 is a catcher, a 3 is a first baseman, a 4 is a second baseman, a 5 is a third baseman, a 6 is a shortstop. So it's got a lot of little easy, simple things like that. But it definitely brings a lot of character and charm to this game. And it was great seeing you, Al Red Sox fan. RJL, thanks for hanging out and making comments. It's always fun to hear your comments. I know that Dave was here as well, and I'm hoping that he gives this game a chance and talks to Greg a little bit about this game. There's been a ton of work put into this game. This game is not where he woke up and he wrote some stuff, he scribbled some stuff, and then he put it out. Daniel Patain was here. Dave Gardner was here. And again, like I said, this game has tons of work. Just consider the fact that he had 3 different columns for every pitcher. Most guys just throw the pitcher card together and say, that's it, that's my A pitcher, done. You know, but he's got to create 3 different columns for every single pitcher. So you basically get three pitchers for each one. And I really like the fact that you don't know what he's going to be, and it makes a difference. You know, it makes a difference how you feel. Pitchers can pitch shutouts. I've had that happen. And A pitchers can get bombed and get driven out by the second inning, third inning. So, you know, it doesn't totally make a difference. It has a lot to do with what the batters do and so on and so forth. Batters can have great days and hit home runs and be launching them out of the park. So the A's win it. That makes me happy. Let me look at what their record is with me at being Billy. All right, me as Billy. Let's see where the 88. Let's see. I can pull up their record. There 3 wins and 3 losses and 0 ties. At this point in the season, they were actually 26 and 28, I believe. 26 and 28. So they're around 500. And I'm around 500. So I'm doing a little bit better than Billy. But everything's low scoring. Listen to these scores: 2-1, 4-2, 3-2, 4-2, 8-4, and 11-6. So we had 2 high-scoring games against Cleveland. Cleveland, what was Cleveland in 1980? Were they any good? I don't know what happened, but Cleveland really brought the offense, the offensive juggernaut when we played them. That was the first series that I started in this section. I'm playing only 20 games of this project with 5 other guys. You know, so if anybody wants to join at any point, it's a lot of fun. You know, you make a suggestion of the season in the league. There's no guarantee we're going to do it, but we may pick it up. Who knows? And we'll do the season. We'll do the team, and all you got to do is play 32 games. We try to keep it at 32 games. You do 2 sets of 16, and you get to watch the other coaches, and they do their reports, and you get to watch them and say, hey, there's my team, the team I coach. How'd they do? They won. Okay. He's doing better than I did. I was in a slump. He's doing really well. So that's a cool thing about this. And guess what? After we made it 21 and 21, 42 days, but you can finish sooner. I'm probably going to finish sooner. I'll probably finish in less than a month. So once you finish, we compile all the stats for the team, and then we'll have stats to talk about and say, hey, look what happened, or they did really well here, or this was a little bit off. You have more data on the game, and then we'll do another season, because one season is not enough. You can't just play one season and say, oh, that's definitive. I know what the deal is. No, that doesn't work that way. You got to do multiple season replays. So I'm hoping to do this at least 10 different season replays. So this is called the 1980 project. We may play another team in 1980. We may go to another season, 1970. We want to keep it where the pitchers, you don't have to make 100 pitching changes, because that's going to bog down the game a little bit. I want to keep this smooth and flowing. So anyway, this is CP Cards and Dice. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed the game, and I will talk to you soon. A's pull it out in the bottom of the 10th on an error by Kiko Garcia. They win it 2-1. Take care.